Hey everyone, it is Robyn Ellis, otherwise known as Inspired Robyn Healer, and I'm coming to you with this month's energy reading for December 2023. We're going to start straight up with a card from the Archangel Metatron Deck, the Self-Mastery Oracle by Amanda Ellis and Jane Delaford-Taylor, artwork by them, by Jane. If you haven't noticed, I'm feeling a little woo today. This is the 29th of December that I'm recording this message, just because I've found that if I leave it too late, I can't get it uploaded so that I can share it with you on the 1st. So we're going to try and be a bit more organized this month. So let's ask for a card from Archangel Metatron that is going to give us some guidance on the energies coming through for December in 2023. Tree of Life. Travel on. And I was just looking up what moons we have coming up in the next month, and interestingly, the new moon in Sagittarius, which is going to happen on the Wednesday the 13th, the little comments in the gratitude diary were talking about, do you need to take a road trip? Where can you get some inspiration? And yeah, very interesting that we've got the Tree of Life Travel On card message. Number 32 in the deck. And here is the message as channeled by Amanda Ellis through her connection with Archangel Metatron. You've drawn the Tree of Life card to remind you that life is both a journey from spirit to earth and from earth back to spirit. This mission is special, and so are you who walk its paths. There may be times when you feel stuck along life's pathway. Yet, wherever you are, there are blessings and learnings and exploration to be done. There is no place you are supposed to be and no missed path that you didn't take. All roads converge back to the same point. There are no wrong turns or right turns, just different approaches to the same destination. You'll meet others on life's path who seem to be going faster. Do not judge them, since you do not know on what part of the path they started. There is no one in front of you or behind you. The truth is, you're all moving along the same grid lines in different waves and movements. Metatron sits at the top of the Tree of Life, helping you birth and descend and welcoming you when you climb back up. Archangel Sandalphon sits at the bottom, a perfect angelic anchor and compass point from which signals are sent out to guide you on. The trick is to enjoy the journey. See all of it as important, all equally valid, every experience and person you meet along the way, and all that you learn to make you the person that you are. Look at the card. Which sphere or Sephiroth speaks to you? So which color on that card speaks to you right now? Right now I'm looking at it and I'm seeing that bright white one at the top. That's speaking to me. Is it the sphere's color or position on the tree that most strikes you? For me, it's the color. It's glowing at me. And green is right below it. So what's it for you? Feel into this. What does it say to you about this stage of your life experience? For me, what I'm taking is my connection to spirit is really high at the moment and glowing, and I'm receiving a lot of white light healings when I call upon my angelic team of 100% pure divine light to come in and help me with some of the things that I'm working through and working with, and with the energies that I work with when I'm doing healings. The green is very heart healing. And I'm also seeing that pink one in the center jumping out at me. And that's only because I'm preempting that there's something else I want to talk about regarding this month's energies through the moons that are coming through this month. So what is it for you? It can be different for anyone, and it changes. It changes all the time. So feel into it. What does it say about the stage of your life experience where you're seeing, whether it's the color or the location on the tree of life? Do you feel as though you're working your way up or down? Do you feel static or unmoving? Judge none of it. You're where you are, and Metatron can see you. You're not lost or forgotten or unable to be seen. The Creator's light is shining down upon you, encouraging you to enjoy this journey of life and your time here on this planet. Look again at the card. Seek now the next place on the tree you wish to travel to. What does this represent to you? What are your expectations and what do you need to experience? Journey on. You are doing well and all is as it should be. The tree is secure and so is your place on it. So travel on, travel on. So for me, when it said move, I'm like going back down to this green and then I'm doing some pink inner child healing, and I'm feeling more time in the blue, looking at some of the deeper things going on for me. This is about you. So wherever you are, it's all okay. We move around the tree of life all the time. There's no right or wrong, like the card message said. We're constantly in movement. And sometimes we stop and we are in one place at one time. Sometimes we might be up here and wanting the more violet light, or the deeper violet light, or the groundedness of the reds and the orange, the lower chakras. Anyway, what I was getting on about, and I want to spray the rose inner child spray because the full moon that's coming in December is on another Wednesday. So it's on Wednesday the 27th, and I'm just spraying the Archangel Metatron inner child spray, the rose inner child spray. Because that pink, the pink dot there was calling out to me when I was looking at that the second time in particular. And the full moon in Cancer that happens on Wednesday the 27th has a real feel of inner child, and we're just coming out of the Christmas period there. We're going into New Year's. We're going into a time when we're setting our goals and intentions and where we're wanting to go in the next year. Oftentimes that's what we're doing around Christmas, New Year. We're enjoying our time with family or ourselves and breaking the bread and having good times, or not. This doesn't necessarily have to be your vibe. But inner child, in the next full moon, we're just coming out of the current full moon. But the next full moon that comes at the latter part of December is feeling like there might be some inner child work bubbling up for us. So look forward to that in the Cancer energy. Let's ask the Christ Light deck. Oh, I just want to feel the inner child wants to play. The inner child that I'm picking up. And I like to use my own journey as an example because I'm not tuned into anyone live online here. I'm tuned into my energy. I'm tuned into Archangel Metatron, and I'll soon be tuned into the Christ consciousness and Jesus. But for now, I'm talking with and sitting with my inner child. Thank you to Archangel Metatron. And there's been a lot of learning for me, more trust and more play, remembering the play, and also remembering and bringing in, because we're setting, our goals and our intentions for the new year as we head towards or into the full moon after Christmas, towards the New Year's. We're thinking a lot about how we want next year to look opposed to how this year has looked for us, whether it be professionally, personally, collectively. Not that we have a lot to do with collective, but what we work on ourselves with is important when it comes to the collective energy. The more of us that are working on ourselves, the more we're creating, hopefully you're wanting peace on earth, and to bring in the peace energy and the love energy and the compassion energy. But remembering our inner child, for me, is feeling recently about remembering the things that I loved to do when I was a child. Bringing that into the work that I do as an adult here, heading towards my half century, not next year, but the following year. It's coming close. So to be doing more things like I liked to do back then. Things like this, hopping on camera and sharing information is one thing that I love. If I had cameras back when I was a kid like this, I would have been doing it all the time. I probably would have been a social media influencer by the age of 12 or something. I don't know. But I loved recording interviews on tape decks. I loved playing with my dolls, and I loved playing shops, teacher, all those kinds of things. Photographer, I wanted to be a photographer. I wanted to be an actress. Lots and lots of things. So remembering the things that really lit us up as kids that we loved to do, and maybe including bringing that back in its new form as an adult coming into the new year as part of the joy that we want to bring in for ourselves. That's what I'm picking up. Anyway, let's get into Master Jesus spray. Angelic Celestial Colors is where you'll find this. And we're going to shuffle the card deck for the Christ Consciousness Self-Mastery Oracle. And we're going to ask for some guidance too. This is also by Amanda Ellis and Jane Delaford-Taylor. We're going to ask Christ energy, the Christ consciousness, for what energy you feel is coming through for us this December 2023 to complement the tree of life that Metatron has brought through, possibly, or give us another aspect of what's going on. Is it this card too? Oh, we've got two cards. We've got two cards, so I'll start with the first one. This is going to be a longer monthly video than normal, but be patient. Card number 37. It was magnetizing off, so we're definitely wanting to bring that second card through. My nose is itching. So we've got Joseph of Arimathea. I think that's how you say it. Trailblaze and innovate. You'll be curious to see, oh, my nose is itching, so my nose knows that this is right on the money. For those watching us here on Inspired Robyn Healer, to understand this card's message, we need to appreciate who Joseph of Arimathea was and why his energy around you now is important. Joseph was a rich Jewish man, a member of the ruling Sanhedrin Council, as well as a secret disciple of Jesus. Some believe he was also a great uncle of Jesus. As a benefit of high rank and his contacts, Joseph asked Pilate if he could take Jesus down from the cross, and upon permission, he wrapped his body in linen shrouds and laid him in the garden tomb. This much is agreed by all four gospel writers. In other ancient texts, he is said to have been imprisoned for his actions, but freed after receiving a visitation from Jesus too. Centuries later, legends linking Joseph to the Holy Grail, Last Supper cup, planting his pilgrim staff into the Wiriel Hill, where it rooted as the Holy Thorn Tree, still in existence today, and creating the first church in England in Glastonbury. There are also stories of Joseph bringing Jesus to England himself as a younger man. In fact, the English hymn Jerusalem is a nod to the ancient feet walking England's green and pleasant land. Just going to bring that closer. Currently, Joseph's life and energy are calling you to fresh pastures, to tread new ground, possibly to travel physically or in your mind, to plant fertile seeds or to be the first to do or say something. Doing so may necessitate breaking out of old templates, family conditioning, and beliefs of what you think you can achieve. You are encouraged to be brave in forging new relationships, alliances, and experiences, starting either from 0 point or with some aspects already known. It may be that the path you carve inspires others to follow your example, influencing ideas and stimulating new energy. Recognize too that you will be helped to build solid foundations and a practical framework to succeed. You would not be encouraged by spirit to change, adapt, or begin again if you would meet failure. There is also a nod to legacy with this card and what you will leave behind after you die. The spirit who you were, of course, lives on. What you stood for, championed, and built can all remain, including the impact you had on other people's hearts and minds. To be remembered fondly with gratitude is what we all aspire to. And as such, we need to live being conscious of our behaviour and energy. We all make our mark upon this earth. We all plant staffs to a degree, whether it be through our children, our family, creative endeavours, projects or memories that are everlasting. We may not all be tasked with the job that Joseph was given to create the first church, but we do all take on important soul missions in some form, and our energy, life and presence spreads God's light in ways we often fail to notice. We may also want to carry on traditions, talents and gifts in our ancestral line, to cultivate musical gifts, healing arts and interests that others have loved or excelled at. We may unconsciously continue where our ancestors left off, the boy who picks up his father's trade or interest, the daughter who succeeds at college, where her own father was never given the opportunity. Each generation builds on the previous, creating something bigger and better that enriches the world and themselves. Allow Joseph to help you with life's transitions as a shepherd who knows where you need to be, what needs attending to, and offers practical help, guiding you and making sure no stone is left unturned. Your new life awaits. Plant the seeds now for your future that is already assured. So if you've been doubting yourself on what you're feeling like you're being called to create, it feels like it is time to start doing so. And the second card that magnetized out and was like shuffling aside is this one. Card 31, stand up, steadfast vision. So don't you think these two go really quite well together? That's very Christmas-like to me as well, like the Christmas carols kind of feeling, holding up the candles during the Christmas carols. So what does card number 31 want to share? Another big meaty message for December from the Christ Consciousness deck for those tuned in. Jesus, through his ministry, had frequent occasions when he directly challenged the status quo and rulings of the day. He did so when he felt they were unjust and outdated, knowing that new times required new ways. He was not apathetic or timid. He spoke out in radical ways, triggering, although not his intention, those who refused to listen or entertain his teaching. Right now, you may be feeling compelled to stand up for an injustice or cause that you hold dear. You may struggle to see the oppression, inequality and poverty in our world and think, what can I do? Yet we are all more powerful than we imagine, and when we lend our voice, presence and support to something worthwhile, we help many. Often we wait for someone else to make the first move, but even if no one else joins you, it builds your sense of who and what you are, impacting your legacy left for future generations. Think about what troubles you. It may be environmental, political, social, or something that you have experienced firsthand. You may have been shunned, misunderstood, vilified, or judged for something you hold true. It takes bravery to speak up and be seen. But like Jesus, it can create waves that can lead to extraordinary change if we're brave enough to stand up. You'll find there are others who will share your vision of a better world, and the kinship and support of being with like-minded people at this time is helpful. A gathering of your soul tribe can happen online or in person and will make you feel a sense of belonging. You may have felt quite alone and isolated, feeling as though few see the world as you do, and in truth, to be sensitive and empathic is to care deeply compared to those who turn a blind eye. You are here to help make a difference, to be an advocate for light, and to not be afraid, knowing you are protected and held as you endeavour to make a positive difference. This card is also a nod to unity and coming together around a centralised point, be that peace, remembrance, freedom, or something else. Solidarity, steadfastness, and being together as one holds the promise Jesus taught of where two or more are gathered in my name, miracles can happen. This may also be a time when your unhealed aspects are being illuminated. This may have been stirred up by current stories in the collective media. For example, victims of abuse, women's rights, sexual identity, racial inequality. A highlighted story can touch us and help identify a story, experience, or pain that needs to be heard and healed. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. In the first chapter of John's Gospel, identifies the light that you have within you that can heal anything brought out of the shadows, as well as bringing understanding and peace. Being around positive, motivated, uplifting people will also be beneficial at this time, not those seeking to derail or thwart your path and light via words, thoughts, or deeds. It may be advisable to review the company that you keep, but if needing to be around those, for example, with draining energy via duty or responsibility, ensure you're spiritually shielded. You may be able to inspire them, but remember that we can't force or change anyone against their will. Just demonstrate loving action and change, which others can follow or not via their free will. So, wow, Jesus, that is pretty big stuff. Metatron, two of you working together here on this monthly reading pretty much says a lot about the life purpose, the life path, big things coming our way that are going to be very poignant, I suppose you could say, in what we're here to be remembered for, to be known for, and to help with. And it feels like there's what we were talking about with regards to the part of the path that you're on, what you're feeling called to be doing and creating and working and bringing forth has some relation to causes and things that have, whatever you're doing, whatever we're choosing to do and create and bring forth on our life path in this December and moving into 2024 really needs us to stand up and shine a light and be the light for something that is big, that could be an injustice that we feel passionate about. And it could come through our work, like what we do. I know for me as a healer, it's talking about shadows and shadow work. And I work a lot, I can tend to work a lot with the shadow stuff in people to help them to open up and see their light. And I noticed that in the last week with clients, it's been a lot of opening up blocks, past life or ancestral or just energetic blocks that have been thwarting their connection to a higher power, spirit, intuition, what they're here to do, powers that they probably had suppressed in past lives. That kind of thing is big at the moment, I feel. And a lot of us are feeling, like talking to a friend today, feeling tired and exhausted by the energies a little bit, because there is so much up leveling going on and so much needing to stand up to what it is we're here to do on our tree of life. And this is what December is about. It might be a lot of people shut down over December. I know I'm going to continue to be open for business because I feel it's needed, and I need to work as well to bring in and create. I need to work to bring in and create the things that I want to be standing up for in my work, in life, in the world, and showing up for. And sometimes it takes some, capital, dare I say it, and soul tribe to help us bring it in, because it's not something that is, it takes a village. So sometimes we need to employ help, or employ technology, or employ resources to create and build the things that we want to build in this world. Like resources to get the sprays that I like to use and the card decks that I like to bring in for my healing sessions is something that's important to me and is powerful in the work that I do. But there's more to come. Stay tuned to this channel, Inspired Robyn, or Robyn Ellis on YouTube, because that's just confirmed what I'm working on bringing through for the new year. So it is time for me to knuckle down on my tree of life and connect with these guys that are sending me white light healing and helping me to be in a place that I can do the work that I'm here to do with the vision that I have. Love it if you get in touch and let me know in the comments if this relates and you can feel the energy of this as well. Let us know what you're working on. Part of what I'm working towards is to showcase a lot of the work like what I do moving forward. Not to give too much away on this channel. So there's something that I'm wanting to create from this, but there's a lot that needs to happen between now and then. So I'm not going to say too much more. It takes some strategy and learnings and setup and capital to set up. So, and space to create. But yes, it's not just a message for me, even though it relates very much to what I'm working through. It's a collective message for all of us here to really start to think about what it is we're here to do on the tree of life, moving into 2024, and the causes and the light that we want to shine on, stuff that we want to help with in the work that we do, and in the energy that we bring to this world, to this new earth that we're creating. Like I said, and also like I said, I'm open up until Christmas Eve, leading into Christmas. I may even have some spots available after that, but I know once the new year kicks in, I'll let you know when I'm back online. Probably just take a week off, I'd imagine, and then get back into it. Till then, bye for now. Have a wonderful, merry, happy Christmas, and I will see you towards the new year. And I'm on my channels on Facebook and Instagram, so you can catch me there too. I'll still be doing the regular weekend energies and that sort of thing, and my regular live posts and card pulls on a Monday on Facebook. So hop on, and sometimes I'll use the Christ deck, the Metatron deck, the animal deck, and pull cards or angels and ancestors as well. they let me know that. I pull cards for you on questions that you might have in your head that you would like some guidance on, personally, one-to-one for you. So that happens on Mondays. I change up the time according to my schedule and when I feel compelled to hop online. 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. It was 10 a.m., 11 a.m. for Melbourne or whatever this week, and that worked really well. But it can change depending on the energies for me. So I will see you then. Bye for now.